Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe. Wherever you are, we extend you a very warm welcome. It's a green morning, green afternoon, green evening. People, those are joining us from Canada, United States, Latin America, all those are friends, brothers, sisters. It's a wonderful morning for you. Enjoy your coffee, enjoy your tea, whatever you're having. If you're in gym, if you're jogging, if you're walking, whatever it is, go ahead with that. Put your earplugs in. Just be with us. Secondly, people, those are in Europe, you all had a wonderful lunch. You enjoyed thoroughly. And thereafter, before you go for your evening tea and coffee, kindly give us some space, some time so that we are together. Post your views with us on the YouTube channel also. This program is going live on @ICSI India live world over. And I wish to share with all of you that we are going to travel today to the most beautiful places, most beautiful area of the country, so-called Bharat, India, and we will do justice with the topic as well. We are on to New Education Policy 2020 as a socio-economic growth engine for the entire Northeast. You have got beautiful, let me start with Assam because Professor S.P. Singh ji is the Honorable Vice Chancellor and he's in Assam. He's at Royal Global University taking the command over there. And ladies and gentlemen, those of us, those are not familiar, it's right there in Guwahati, that is right at the center. And Assam is a very big state right from the beginning. We have got Arunachal, we have got Nagaland, we have got Manipur, we have got Mizoram, we have got Tripura, we have got Meghalaya, we have got beautiful Sikkim. So these are 8 beautiful states, and we have got a wonderful people right over there. So when we are talking to you, today we are going to focus on new education policy, as well as we are going to focus on Northeast. So on behalf of ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, we extend you a very warm welcome. And if you see, there are 2 tags, which is very interesting. One is there's a feast along with the ICSI. That's a forum of educators and skill providers for tourism. There's going to be an annual convention on 5th and 6th of October. It's in beautiful state called Odisha, and state capital is Bhubaneswar. Today there was Rath Yatra. So on 5th and 6th of October, there's an international conference of educators, particularly those are dealing in vocational education. And we put in a very humble way, post-pandemic, the participation is going to be complimentary, no delegation fee. Before pandemic, we had finishing school, and that was basically taking care of entire growth, development in terms of curiosity, creativity, collaboration, couple of other things, critical thinking, analytical thinking, logical thinking, communication to connecting. Now, post-pandemic, it has gone totally digital. Now it's known as Digital Inspirational Lab. No brick and mortars. We are using all softwares. Decoding the New Education Policy 2023. Of course, we will do it together. Of course, after independence, 1968 was the first policy, 1986 was the second policy, 1992 there were minor changes, and now on 29th July 2020, you had the wonderful new education policy. Today we are focusing on Northeast. So this is the entire journey, and we will be talking about what are the challenges, particularly because of the internet connectivity, because of bandwidth, and initially a lot of stories when you go through why Northeast was neglected for so long. Such a beautiful place, such a beautiful people, such a beautiful area. And when we talk about new education policy today, we need better connectivity and we want better communication services so that every child, who is in the far-flung areas also near the border, they also get a benefit of it. Of course, the Honorable Union Education Minister from time to time, he had been visiting various areas of the Northeast. He had been talking about, but let's see what he said in Assam, what he told in Meghalaya. He traveled to a couple of other places. and G. Kishan Reddy ji, wonderful minister and Union Minister for Tourism, as well as for culture, and as well as development of the Northeast region together when we take into consideration. Now, this slide is next to my heart. Northeast India, which constitutes, and it continuously improves with the new schemes, infrastructure projects, including construction of roads, mobile towers, schools, colleges, universities, health and wellness infrastructure, along with tourism. Dekho apna desh, everybody should travel to Northeast. Local art, craft, cuisine, local handicraft, skill development for people, youth, women, and need-based education with Professor Dr. S.P. Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Royal Global University, Guwahati, that's in beautiful state, Assam in India.
So good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all the participants. And I extend my heartfelt thanks to Major Dr. Gulshan Sharma ji for inviting me and giving me a chance, and also to International Chambers for Service Industry, where I think I have attended many of your webinars during the pandemic time, and I know the record you have made for continuously organizing webinars day by day. The numbers, I don't know, probably in the due course of time you will share. I think that must not be less than a Guinness World Record. So that I think will follow to be talked about and to be discussed. So anyway, let's talk about NEP, and I would try my level best in my initial thought before you put up some focused questions about NEP. First of all, I think 68, 86, 92, and now 2020, and now this 2023, almost 3 years are going to be over since the time NEP was being accepted and approved by the government of India, the cabinet, and we all are trying to find out the nitty-gritties, the implementation module, the problems which we might face while we're going to implement it. Because the first time, I would say that in my life, because 86 I was a student, 92 there was a minor correction, and now this 2020 when I'm a professor and the vice chancellor of a university, I think I have gone through line by line, word by word, each and every part of NEP. That may be for 10+2 education, or that may be higher education. Though definitely my emphasis was always on higher education because I belong to that fraternity. And also when I was reading it, many a times I have found that in a university like Royal Global University and many other universities which are progressive university, which are not running the university, I would say, on leak and trying to follow new things and progressive thing. That includes MIT University also, where I was part and parcel for a few years. I think we all were doing many things which were possible at a standalone university or in isolation, which were almost being incorporated in totality in the NEP. So my first thing is that NEP, though it is very, very progressive, very, very student-centric, it is going to revamp the education system of the country, not only going to make it India as a Vishwaguru, or maybe superpower, or maybe power of ethics, values, and not only ethics and values and character, but also in due course of time, we will be superpower with respect to innovations, with respect to technology, with respect to business, with respect to entrepreneurship. And along with all these things, if we are going to be a nation which we are known for, the knowledge creation in the light of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. There are two kinds of knowledge creation, which I always believe. There's one kind of knowledge creation, which is knowledge for individuals, knowledge for standalone organization, knowledge for state, knowledge for country, that they utilize and capitalize to build up their economic strength, and they try to become superpower and powerful nation by using that knowledge with respect to technology, with respect to creation of wealth by different methods that includes innovations, that include patents, and so on and so forth. And then that knowledge creation and patent and everything, they try to gradually sell it off, negotiate with nations which may not be good in those aspects, and that knowledge has been utilized to creation of wealth. To my surprise, I came to know that many institutions in the West, I will not name a country or the university or the college, but there the vice chancellor, they are also being called president. They have been not only appointed based upon their academic credentials, but they are also being appointed based upon their intellectual credentials and how much wealth they are carrying with them. And if the wealth is high, they have a more fair chance to be selected as a president than to have any other aspect. So that is the Western model of education system. That is the Western model of creating wealth and keeping it to yourself to make you, yourself, institution, and the nation wealthy. But in that line, probably our education policy, our mindset, our mythology, and our way of life, which talks about from the very beginning, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, is not visible. So I think India will become Vishwaguru through this NEP and through other ways and means, if at all we create knowledge and we also share knowledge with those who require it. And I'm very sure it has been said, विद्या बांटने से बढ़ती है, विद्या बांटने से कम नहीं होती. तो अगर हम अपनी नॉलेज, अपनी विद्या, अपने इनोवेशंस, अपने और सारी अच्छी बातें विश्व के साथ साझा करेंगे, बांटेंगे, तो हमें लगता है कि जो पुरानी ग्लोरी थी हमारी, सोने की चिड़िया कह लीजिए या विश्व गुरु कह लीजिए, चाहे वो नालंदा, तक्षशिला, विक्रमशिला, वो समय था. और बाद में भी उसके काफी बाद तक, जब तक हमारे ऊपर आक्रमण नहीं हुए और हमारी विद्या को लोगों ने इस्तेमाल करके अपने को ग्रो किया, प्रॉस्पर किया, और हमें किसी तरह से कोशिश करके इकोनॉमिकली और एजुकेशनल वाइज डाउन करते गए, और हमारा एक बहुत विषम समय गुजरा, बहुत ही खराब समय गुजरा, जब हमारी सारी जो विद्या थी वो हमने तो बांट दी वासुदेव कुटुंबकम के लिए, लेकिन लोगों ने उस पर कब्जा करके उसको अपने कब्जे में ले लिया, और आज वही विद्या हमको डिफरेंट रूप में बांटी जा रही है, और उसके लिए हमें कहीं ना कहीं मूल्य चुकाना पड़ रहा है. तो हम समझते हैं पहली सबसे बड़ी बात इस नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी की है कि हम विश्व गुरु बने और वासुदेव कुटुंबकम की परधारणा के साथ ही इसको हम आगे नरिश करें, इसको हम और ज्यादा स्ट्रेंथन करें. ये तो फिलॉसफी की बात हुई. और जहां तक एनईपी की बात है, उसमें 5-6 पॉइंट बहुत रेलेवेंट और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, जो कि सब स्टूडेंट सेंट्रिक है, क्योंकि ये पाया जा रहा था, एक शब्द है रोट लर्निंग, रटी रटाई विद्या, उसको इसमें बिल्कुल ग्रेजुअली हटाने की बात की गई है. ये पाया गया कि रोट लर्निंग से हमारी मानसिक जो फैकल्टीज है वो बहुत लिमिटेड ग्रो करती है, और हमारी सोचने की शक्ति और समझने की शक्ति उतनी विकसित नहीं हो पाती है. We are not been able to gain that much of strength in our mind to have more creative brain, more innovative brain, and out of the box thinking. Creative, innovative, and out of the box. ये पाया गया है with different research all over the world कि अगर हमारी मानसिकता ही ऐसी है कि हमको पढ़ करके नौकरी के लिए पढ़ना है और नौकरी करके ही जीविकोपार्जन करना है, तो उसके लिए हम रट करके एक एग्जाम देते हैं, पास हो जाते हैं, नौकरी मिल जाती है, फिर हम कहते हैं अब तो लाइफ सेटल हो गई, और अब हमारा ध्यान सिर्फ पैसा कमा के परिवार को पालने में रह जाता है, और हमारा इनोवेटिव माइंड कह लीजिए, एंटरप्रेन्योरियल माइंड कह लीजिए, या हमारा जो सोचने समझने की एक आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स थिंकिंग है वो कम हो जाती है या कभी कभी खत्म हो जाती है. लेकिन ये सबके साथ नहीं होता है. कुछ लोग जो कि इसी पुरानी पॉलिसी से निकल के आए, जिनको मेरे हिसाब से अच्छे गुरुओं का साथ मिला, जिनको ऐसे गुरु मिले जिन्होंने पॉलिसी को किनारे रख करके अपने विचार से, एजेंडा से और अपनी शक्ति से वो गुण दिया कि हम लोग सोचने समझने में और लोगों से बेहतर हो पाए. हमारी जो मानसिक कह सकते हैं प्रगति हुई, वो भी बहुत डिफरेंट तरीके से हुई. और हमको जो आज की एनईपी में जो दूसरी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है होलिस्टिक पर्सनालिटी वाली, हमें उस संस्थानों ने, उन जगहों ने, और खास करके आप तो आर्मी से हैं, हमको बहुत सारी ट्रेनिंग ऐसी मिली कि हम लोग में से बहुत सारे लोग जो इस समय देश में लीडरशिप का काम कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो एजुकेशनल लीडरशिप हो, चाहे वो प्रोफेशनल लीडरशिप हो, चाहे प्राइवेट सेक्टर की लीडरशिप हो, चाहे गवर्नमेंट में लीडरशिप हो, उनको वो गुण उनके गुरुओं से और उनके उस संस्थानों से जहां से उन्होंने पढ़ा उनको मिले, और आज वो लोग उसको इस्तेमाल करके बहुत परिवर्तन करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। लेकिन एनईपी आने के बाद वो परिवर्तन की गति और दिशा बदल जाएगी और तेज हो जाएगी, ये मेरा मानना है। तीसरी बात जो एनईपी में है, बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है, कि जब हम होलिस्टिक एजुकेशन की बात कर रहे हैं तो हम मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी की भी बात कर रहे हैं। अभी जो हमारे करिकुलम थे, हमारी पद्धति थी पढ़ाने की, और एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन के जो सिलेबस थे, वो काफी हद तक बहुत फोकस्ड और निश एरियाज के लिए थे, और हम धीरे धीरे जर्नलिस्टिक से स्पेशलाइज्ड होते जा रहे थे, और स्पेशलाइज बहुत जल्दी हो जा रहे थे। मतलब हमारा शायद क्लास 9, 10, 11, 12 से ही स्पेशलाइजेशन शुरू हो जा रहा था। जिसने कॉमर्स ली वो कॉमर्स में जा रहा है, साइंस ली वो साइंस में जा रहा है, जिसने ह्यूमैनिटीज ली वो ह्यूमैनिटीज में जा रहा है, जो पॉलिटेक्निक में गया वो वहां जा रहा है। हम बड़े फोकस्ड हो गए थे एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया में, बट वो सारे फोकस एक एक दिशा थी जो कि हम कह सकते हैं नौकरी के प्रति जो हमारी अवधारणा थी, और जो हमको शायद हमारे 2-3 साल के इतिहास में अंग्रेजों की राज्य के समय में मिला, कि हम लोग को हमारे माइंडसेट को इस तरह से क्रिएट किया गया कि हम अपने को एक नौकरी के लिए बहुत सक्षम बनाए। और नो डाउट ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड फॉर्च्यून 500 कंपनीज में इंडियंस की संख्या 55% है, लीडर्स भी बहुत सारे हैं जो कि बहुत एक डिफरेंट इकोसिस्टम से निकल के आए हैं। लेकिन हम लोग बहुत अच्छे, नो डाउट बहुत अच्छे जो है वो वर्कर्स हैं, और हम लोग उसके लिए जाने जाते हैं। हम अच्छे लीडर है कि नहीं ये समय बताएगा, लेकिन अभी मेरे हिसाब से इतनी बड़ी पॉपुलेशन के साथ हमारे संसार में हमारी लीडरशिप में जो साख जमनी चाहिए, अभी उसमें काफी रास्ता बाकी है, और हम बहुत सारे लीडर क्रिएट करेंगे इस एनईपी के थ्रू, जब हम मल्टी डायमेंशनल पर्सनालिटी, मल्टी फेसेटेड पर्सनालिटी, और हम होलिस्टिक पर्सनालिटी, और साथ में हम उन बच्चों को मल्टी सब्जेक्ट्स या मल्टी डिसिप्लिन का बनाएंगे, तो उनकी सोचने समझने की क्षमता लीडरशिप की तरफ जाएगी। जहां तक एमईटी को अगर मैं 3 शब्दों में पिरोऊं, मैं ये 3 शब्द बहुत कॉमनली यूज कर रहा हूं पिछले 3 वर्षों में, जब मैं बहुत सारे फोरम में, सीआईआई में, उसके बाद आईसीसी में, उसके बाद में आसाम गवर्नमेंट में मुझे इम्प्लीमेंटेशन कमेटी में रखा गया, और एनईपी के बहुत सारे सेमिनार में सहभागिता का मिला, तो मैंने 3 शब्द निकाले जो मैं समझता हूं काफी रेलेवेंट हैं, और एनईपी को वो बहुत अच्छे से शायद एक्सप्लेन कर पाएंगे। 2000 संस्कृति, संस्कार और सांसारिक ज्ञान। संस्कृति मीन्स हमारा कल्चर, संस्कार मीन्स जो हम वैल्यूज एंड एथिक्स लेके आए हैं, और तीसरा जो हमारा सांसारिक ज्ञान है, जो कि हम पढ़ के तो शायद कंप्यूटर मास्टर हो जाते हैं, और हम जो है बेस्ट ऑफ द लैंग्वेजेस लिखने में कामयाब होते हैं, सॉफ्टवेयर बनाने में कामयाब होते हैं, बट कभी कभी वो सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर शायद एक बैंक में अकाउंट ऑपरेट करने में प्रॉब्लम फेस करता है, कभी कभी वो रोड क्रॉस करने में उसकी हिम्मत नहीं होती है, कभी कभी वो स्टेज से जाकर के बोलने में उसकी क्षमता नहीं होती है, कभी कभी उसको जब बहुत लोग कुछ बिजनेस प्रपोजल देते हैं उसको समझने का उसको ज्ञान नहीं होता है। तो ये बहुत सारे जो सांसारिक ज्ञान है, या कोई उसको चीट करने जा रहा है वो नहीं समझ पाता है कि वो चीट हो रहा है, या शायद कोई आदमी उसको झूठ बोल रहा है तो ये पकड़ नहीं पाता है कि उसको झूठ बोल रहा है। तो ये जो सांसारिक ज्ञान है जो कि समाज में जाके एक्सपीरियंस से मिलता है, वो तीसरा बिंदु है। तो संस्कृति तो हमारी इसमें कुछ कहना ही नहीं है, बहुत उच्च रही है, और उसको दोबारा से हमको जागृत करना है। और हमारे संस्कार में कोई कमी नहीं, हमारे माँ बाप, मैं कोरोना टाइम में आपको याद हो शर्मा जी, मैंने कहा था कि हमारे परिवार आज भी वैसे है, और कोरोना का हमारे ऊपर बहुत असर इसलिए नहीं पड़ा इकोनॉमिकली, क्योंकि आज भी, अभी 30 मई को मेरे पिताजी नहीं रहे, लेकिन मेरा परिवार तो अभी है। और मैं हमेशा बड़े फक्र के साथ कहता था कि अगर आज कोरोना की वजह से मेरी नौकरी चली भी जाए, तो मेरे पिताजी है जो मुझे अभी 10 साल तक अपने घर पे रख करके 20 साल तक मेरा पालन पोषण इस उम्र में भी कर पाएंगे। और ये मेरे लिए नहीं, मैं समझता हूं हम सबके परिवार इतने बंधे हुए हैं, और ये इस तरह की परिवार की जो आई वुड से अफेक्शन है और जो लिंक है, मुझे नहीं लगता किसी भी देश में इतने अच्छे होंगे। तो इस तरह के पारिवारिक संवेश से हमारे, तो कोरोना हमारा कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ पाया, और कोरोना जैसा कुछ और भी होगा तो हम लोग को इकोनॉमिकली वो सफर नहीं करेगा, इम्पैक्ट नहीं करेगा, ये मैं श्योर हूं। तो ये भी हमारी शिक्षा की देन है, हमारी संस्कृति और संस्कार की देन है। ये 3 शब्द है। 2-3 और इशू है एनईपी में, अगर आप मुझे इजाजत दें बिफोर आई गो टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट। वन इज विच इज वेरी टॉक्ड अबाउट मल्टीपल एंट्री एंड मल्टीपल एग्जिट। ये जो मल्टीपल एंट्री और मल्टीपल एग्जिट है, ये एक बिल्कुल नया इंडिया के लिए आई वुड से एक मॉडल है, जहां हम ये देखते हैं कि, और ये पाया है हमने एजुकेशन में 30 साल से पढ़ाते हुए, कि बहुत बार ऐसा होता था कि कोई बच्चा जो एक कोर्स में एडमिशन ले लेता था और वो कोर्स उसको अच्छा नहीं लगता था, तो उसका 1 साल 2 साल खराब होता था, उसके माँ बाप के पैसे खराब होते थे, और उसकी जिंदगी में वो एक बड़ा ब्लॉट सा हो जाता था कि उसने इतना समय जाया कर दिया। और ये भी होता था कभी कभी वो गलत इंस्टीट्यूशन में फंस जाता था, कोई ऐसी जगह चला गया, उसकी मार्केटिंग उस इंस्टीट्यूशन की बहुत बढ़िया है बट रियलिटी इज डिफरेंट है, ऐसा भी होता है, हम सब जानते हैं। तो वहां जाके उसको लगता था कि मैं कहाँ आ गया। कभी कभी बच्चे जाकर के किसी जगह पे वहां के इकोसिस्टम में, वहां के कल्चर में एडजस्ट नहीं कर पाते थे, तो वो वहां से परेशान होकर भागते थे या नहीं भाग पाते थे, 3-4 साल उनके बड़े पनिशमेंट के गुजरते थे। तो जब ये मल्टीपल एंट्री मल्टीपल एग्जिट है कि बच्चा 1 साल बाद भी जा सकता है, 2 साल बाद भी जा सकता है, 3 साल बाद भी कोर्स करके रिसर्च के लिए 4th ईयर में कहीं और जा सकता है। तो ये जब सारी चीजें आई तो उन बच्चों का मैं समझता हूं, मुझे ख्याल आया। और पहले हम लेटरल एंट्री करते थे 2nd ईयर में, इंस्टीट्यूशन तो लोग बदल पाते थे, उसके लिए भी बड़ा कम्बरसम प्रोसेस था कि जहां पढ़ रहे हो वहां से एनओसी लीजिए, जहां आप आना चाहते हैं वहां से एनओसी लीजिए, फिर मैचिंग ऑफ द सिलेबस देखिए, 75% 70% मैच कर रहा है, फिर जो पेपर आपने नहीं पढ़े उनको दीजिए, तो बड़ा कम्बरसम प्रोसेस था। बट मैं समझता हूं अब एनईपी में ये बहुत अच्छा होगा, और एक इसका बड़ा दूरगामी लॉन्ग लास्टिंग इम्पैक्ट होगा, दैट मेनी इंस्टीट्यूशन which are trying to lure a student by wrong ways and means, they will suffer the most by multiple entry and multiple exit. And the institution who are doing well may not be very well known because they are not been into marketing very high and they are not much on the social media, but doing well. Those institutions will have a lot of entry in the 2nd year, 3rd year, and those who are not doing well, they will have a lot of exit in the 1st year, 2nd year. And this will bring education to a more competitive platform. And also SDG 4, Sustainable Development Goal 4, which is related to quality education. And I remember one of the chairman of AICT in 2004, if I recall right, Professor Damodaracharya, he said one day when AICT was distributing licenses or approvals to n number of institutions to start, and we in Uttar Pradesh, I fortunately into private sector from last 22 years, and I became director way back in 2002 in Sherwood College of Management. We interacted with him and we requested him that you, AICT, should stop giving new approvals to the new institution. And he said, no, we will not stop giving approvals and affiliations to new institution, because we still feel we are in a growing stage of education ecosystem where institutions are coming and starting new courses and with the approval of AICT, but many of them are not quality conscious. Many of them are trying to mint money out of it. Not for profit has become profit. And those institutions who are not producing quality will have flow of a student till the time there is a more demand and less, more supply and less demand. But once more institution will come, the supply gradually will reduce and demand will increase, and the institution who are doing well will sustain, rest of them will gradually close. And you see in last 10 years, 30-40% of the institution being approved by AICT has gone to their own death because they could not maintain the quality. But not only quality, somehow some institutions which were been established at the wrong locations, wrong places, they also suffered. So I have my sympathies for them. They could not foresighted it and they could not strategize well that what will happen after 10 years. So they are also closed. So this is the advantage of multiple entry and multiple exit. 1 year, if you pass out, if you do the summer internship after 1 year and you have a course which is skill oriented course, SAC. So if you will do that, you will get a certificate. And we are trying to build up our first year syllabus in such a manner. We have already done it in Royal Global University. Assam government is going to implement NEP from 23-24 in totality. And many things have already been done, but every institution will have to abide by NEP, multiple entry, exit, ABC and all. So in that scenario, I would say that we have incorporated some program, some skill orientation in each and every course. That includes humanities also and languages also. Maybe a student of Royal Global University, after passing his first year in BA English, will get a certificate in English language with a specialization or with a skill of script writing, with a skill of translation, with a skill of, and I can tell you 50. So even languages can have 50 skills that may be communication to writing skills. Same with sociology, philosophy, psychology, sociology, and every subject has something which is skill oriented. Initially, it will be a tough task for the teachers and administrators to find out what fits best and what is the demand in their area and in the country. So they have to see demand on one side, course on one side, skilling in the first year, then skill in the second year, skill in the third year, and every student will not be having a degree alone, but will be having a skill also. That is also one of the major objective of NEP. Another issue is ABC, Academic Bank of Credit, and DigiLocker. And Academic Bank of Credit and DigiLocker, I think everyone who is maybe doing a course, if he or she will be able to complete 1 year, will get a certificate. If by any chance, with any eventuality, that boy or the girl could not do first year complete, but have passed maybe out of maybe 10 papers, could pass 5 papers, 4 papers of 3 credit each, 4 credit each, he can store that particular credits in his DigiLocker, and under ABC, we are registered. I think almost all the universities in the country are registered there. And that boy or the girl will be having something which is, normally we keep money in the bank, they will keep credits in the bank, and they can use further after maybe a break of 1 or 2 years, or the next year, or maybe some place, some maybe in the digital platform, some courses on the MOOCs and SWAM, some courses in the physical format. They will have all those courses together. And if they will complete 40 credits, they may get a certificate. If they complete 80 credits, they may get diploma. If they complete 120 credits, as per NEP new formula, they may get a degree, and so on and so forth. So this is something mind-boggling, but a very tough proposition. There will be a lot of issues, but I think I'm very sure with if the intentions are right, we will be able to settle it down. If the student will be counseled and groomed well by the institution, I think all of them will not lose anything. Even if they study 1 credit or they study 3 credit, that will be part and parcel of their life's, I would say, credits, and they will keep it. So this is another issue. Finally, I will emphasize upon collaborations, right? And collaborations, which is a very important part of our NEP, and which probably is collaboration and exchange programs. So as many collaborations we have, the advantage of collaborations are many, but what I feel is the most important aspect of collaboration is not only student exchange, faculty exchange, joint research, joint publication, joint projects. They all seems to be economically, physically oriented issues. But more than that, which I find is very important, why we have almost, today we signed 16 MOUs with 16 polytechnics of Assam. And last month we have signed 30 MOUs with 30 colleges of Assam. We have international MOUs. All MOUs, we have an advisor, we have a coordinator. They are functional MOUs. We don't want to have 200, 300 MOUs, but we want to have maybe 100 or maybe 120 MOUs, but most of them, 80 to 90% of them should be effective MOUs. So for that, we have an ecosystem. So what I found is most challenging and productive with respect to MOU is that the two institutions, or two industry or institution, industry institute interface is also part of NEP. If they collaborate, most advantageous part is rest of the things will definitely be part of the MOUs, and that will be productive. That will be part of NAC, that will be part of NBA, that will be part of POS, that will be part of THE. But one thing which is very, very important is visibility and transparency. I'm using these two words with a lot of confidence, that visibility of the institution, the real visibility will be there only by collaborations. And that may be you, Dr. Gulshan Sharma, that may be me, that may be Aima, that may be anybody. And second most important thing is that we will be having a transparency. The transparency part of collaboration, because once I go to your institution, you come to my institution, we are bound to do transparent business. We are bound to do transparent systems. We are bound to have transparency in the institution. And if you see this particular last 2, 3, 4 decades, since the time digital ecosystem has proliferated, and since the time we have our all things digitalized, and we have all our LOIs and everything being uploaded on our website. Whatever our balance sheet is, that is also on the website. The teachers and the details and everything, and then coding. I mean, a lot of things hanky-panky which were happening once upon a time are not happening anymore, unless and until somebody is out of mind and somebody has found out something to tweak with the digital system also. I think 99%, 98% institutions are visible online. But that visible online is one part, and that may have some question marks, but the physical online, or physical, I would say, transparency will be there when we have a lot of people coming to the institution and we are going to others. So that way, this transparency will help to achieve quality, because this is my personal experience, that transparency leads to quality. And because you don't want to shy off by doing wrong things and less things, you want to do more and more, and you want to be transparent. And if you want to do more and more and it is visible, you're motivated to do more. So this is another very important aspect. Industry institute interface. I think the last point I would like to cover, and I've covered many. If at all something is missed, Gulshan Sharma ji, you can ask me in form of a question. So that industry institute interface, industry is also being asked by the states and the government to come forward and help institutions like us and others, not only in formulation of syllabus, that they were doing it, because one of the expert in our board of study is from the industry. But that was limited to 2, 3 times in a year. They come and they say, these are the new things which are happening in the industry, you incorporate in the syllabus. But that is probably not enough. What is happening now? Industry, I was part of MET for quite some time. MET Mumbai, I was part and parcel of establishment of MET Mumbai. And here also, we have started the same practice. And many institutions, VIT, Manipal, Parul, Amrita, they are doing it. That industry is coming to the institution now. They are establishing their research lab in the universities and the institutions. IITs are already having many, but private sector is also getting that confidence now of industry's confidence. And they are establishing their labs here. Infrastructure has been provided by the institutions, and the equipments and expertise and the goals and strategy has been provided by and training has been provided by the industry. And the student and the fraternity of teachers and professors, they are doing research there, which is industry oriented, and they will pass on the patents and other things that will be joined to the industry. And industry can get many benefits by getting their food technology, getting their products tested here, NABL accreditation if they're of the industry. So industry need not to go and run to all government institutions for their testing. They will have testing labs next door if they have a next door university with them. So industry is coming forward. So these are few initial thoughts, and I think I have taken almost 32 minutes continuously speaking. I hope I have not bored anybody, but we know that speaking for more than 25, 30 minutes drag away your attention. So I will stop here, Gulshan Sharma ji. I have many other thoughts, and I hope I'll be able to bring those thoughts forward. Entrepreneurship is one of the thoughts which I have not touched upon. It is very, very important. India, with whatever limitations and whatever strength we have, still require a lot of industrial growth, a lot of unicorns, a lot of startups. Northeast so far is having almost 1,000 startups. It was
Wow.
676 startup by the report which has been published on 1st of January 2022. And I'm very sure I could not find the latest data, but if it was 670 plus at that point of time, in the last 1 year, 3 months, we must be on year 4 months, we must be having another 400. So it is more than 1,000 startups in Northeast India. Assam definitely, because of the population and because the growth is leading, but other states are also coming forward. And what you started with, I will finish with that digital connection with the web, www, World Wide Web, and the very important is bandwidth and connectivity. So now, because I go to Arunachal quite often, I've go to the far-flung area of Miao and Namdapa and others. I tell you now, Government of India and with the effort of private sector, I think every mobile phone now, if it is a smartphone, in people in that area also are having connectivity. We have 180 spoken language in Northeast with so many tribal population here, so much remote area. But I think this connectivity has made us connect to everyone, and we connect to people. And today also, I'm very sure people from far-flung area of Northeast are connected on the YouTube. So this is one brighter side of collaboration and geopolitics and situated in Northeast. For a long time, we were not part of the growth which happened in other part of the country. But now with the new government and double engine, or maybe the government intention from look east policy to act east policy, and also connecting other neighboring countries to the Northeast India. And it has been told also that Northeast India and Assam and Guwahati will be pivot for the growth of Southeast Asia, not only Northeast India, makes things more beautiful and better and motivation. And if at all we have a better relationship with Bangladesh. Recently, I traveled thrice to Bangladesh, and recently I visited to Rajshahi University and traveled from east to west all across Bangladesh. They are growing very fast. They're very hardworking people. If you have good relationship with them, there is a place called Cox Bazar. You may be knowing it. Cox Bazar near Chittagong on that side. Cox Bazar is having the highest, potential for bandwidth. And if at all by getting bandwidth all across, passing through the Bangladesh from Calcutta to other part of the country to Northeast, if we have good relationship, and from Cox Bazar, if we bring the bandwidth to Northeast India, I think Northeast India will be having the best bandwidth in the country. Forget about Gujarat or any other part. So I'm very progressive, very positive. So I always feel that type of thing will happen, because many strategists may be listening to us, and I hope they will try to do that kind of. And with the trade also, North is going to be connected with Chittagong port by Brahmaputra and Padma River, and we will be having a lot of trade through this route, and we need not to cross all across Chicken Neck and passing through other areas all across Bangladesh. If that route will open, I think Northeast growth will become 10 times speed up than which was not happened. So I think it is our responsibility, moral responsibility, and professional responsibility to bring that kind of ecosystem in this area, so that whatever has been missed in this area can be achieved quite quickly, and we should match up with other growth oriented states of this country. So this is my thought with NEP and Northeast India. I think I have not diverted your attention or anybody's in any other direction. Thank you so much, Gulshan
So
Sharma.
very kind, so very kind, so very kind. Thank you very much for giving us that insight, basically, of the complete new education policy 2020. We got the total canvas, everything, almost all aspects you have covered up in such a short, crisp, brief time. Now, specifically, I'm keen to know certain things with regard to ground realities. Uh, do you feel, because my concern is the last mile, the last village, the last picket, and the last child, wherever they are in entire Northeast, are we in a position to give that kind of an accessibility in terms of implementation process of the NEP 2020 to those young boys and girls? Those are so vibrant. Have we really reached in reality those places?
A question always been, in discussion in all the forums. And Gulshan Sharma ji, this society and this geography and this world is not equal. We are having advantages and disadvantages at certain places. So if I say that it will equally reach to everyone tomorrow, I will be wrong. So I will not say that. It definitely have potential to reach to the last village, last boy and girl of this country, and the last person in India and other places. But some places it will take less time, some places it will take little more time, and some places it may take few years. I have very strong feeling about it, but I would say that saying this is a little not optimistic. I'm optimistic, and I concluded with bandwidth and network. If the way we are trying to reach to each and every part of the country and trying to, because Northeast, one statistics is that 47% of the people of the Northeast have access to smartphone. The average of India is 48%. So it is not a bad thing, number one. Number two is very important data. I just collected for today's because I was expecting such kind of questions. Number two is that the internet subscription rate is 43% in Northeast, and internet subscription rate is 55% average in the country. So we have a downfall of only 12%. But the population of Northeast is also less. Catering to the population of Northeast is not that difficult, though terrain is a little difficult at some places. But there, where the terrain is difficult, the population demography is very scarce, and we have per kilometer people are very, very less. Density is less. So I think if we just push a little forward, the government of all these states bring some kind of ecosystem, because Assam started distribution of iPhone, different kind of smartphones and also iPads, or maybe different kind of pads, what you say, those kind of things. So what is there in Assam, other states are also doing. I heard about Tripura, I heard about Manipur, I heard about Arunachal. So government is trying to access, not only providing Scooty and things, they are providing all digital platforms. And secondly, what I foresee gradually, that BSNL, Airtel, Vodafone, and all this, they are having access, but at times the cost is a little on the higher side. And I expect that gradually these agencies with the subsidy from Government of India will be able to provide low cost connectivity to the student fraternity. And not only low cost student fraternity, but also some kind of platform that they open in odd hours. Odd hours means when the bandwidth is not fully utilized. If that time they give 4 hours window to the student, free of cost at a very low cost, so that they can download the material, so that they have access to the material, they have access to MOOCs and SWAM platform videos, and do their courses. I think there are many models, people who are into academic administration, Sharmaji, and who positively think about the nation can find out resources to make things better. And I'm very sure very soon we will reach to each and every player by digital and physical. Government of Assam and other states are having a lot of webinars and seminars and workshops. Day before, on 15th and 16th, Honorable Governor of Assam, Sri Gulab Chand Kataria ji, has done 2 days full time. He was sitting in the Administrative Staff College, calling all the principals and vice chancellors and talking the nitty-gritty of the NEP advisor, chief minister also came. So everybody is involved. I don't think so we will take much time to reach to the last one.
Very encouraging, because these stats wouldn't have been possible otherwise. There is a professor from the Lamar University, Texas. He's writing on the WhatsApp, Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajanji. He says, how is the research element? Because research is very important for giving a quality education, need-based education, and making education relevant for everybody. How is the research, the focus which is being given in Northeast?
Look, first of all, research has been given focus in the NEP. All of you know that undergraduate program, 3+1 year, 4 years by honors by research. So research has been focused in the undergraduate. It was there in the IITs and NITs, that system, but it was not there in the other institution of the country. So NEP has bring the research component in the undergraduate level. And after doing undergraduate by research, the student will be eligible directly to PhD, like it happens in the Western world, right? But in the Northeast, research will be given emphasis. It's already been given emphasis. But as I said, it cannot happen in one day or maybe a very short span of time. We have IIT Guwahati, which is one of the best premier institute of the India. It ranked third or fourth every year, or maybe at times second also. Then we have NIT, National Institute of Technology, in each and every state of Northeast India, Mizoram, Arunachal. I visited Arunachal recently. Then we have IIM Shillong. Then we have IISC, Indian Institute of Information Tech, IIT, Information Technology. And we have so many medical colleges, so many other institutions, IASST, and we have NIPER. We have so many research institutions which were gradually being established in last 10 to 15, 20 years. So research, and we have collaboration and MOUs with all of them. Educational institutions once upon a time were working in isolation, and research institutions were also working in isolation. They have a lot of resources from government grant, from XRD to maybe equipment of 10 crores, 5 crores, which we were not having. IIT, and we have Biotech Park. We have all those ecosystems. What is going to happen and is happening now because of openness, transparency, and government, I would say, motivation and pressure and emphasis and NEP, that we are coming together. My students go to Biotech Park for all those equipments which we are unable to procure. The IASST or maybe other NIPER, they are having excellent ecosystem. But those institutions of law, NIPER, IASST doesn't have a beautiful structure like we have, infrastructure we have. They do not have 3 football fields. They do not have 2 badminton courts. They do not have multi-purpose halls. So they come to us to organize those things here. And we go there for their research. It's for the country and the nation. So ecosystem is gradually being built up. And I'm very sure with a very short span of time, Northeast will be known for high-end research and patents and, such kind of things. But definitely ecosystem has started bringing its fruit. And in due course of time, I think Professor Hassan will not have any issue with the research in Northeast India.
Excellent. Last 2 questions. One is coming from Mr. Malhotra from Toronto. That is from Canada. Is there any club or kind of an association of all higher education institutions of Northeast where they meet together once in a year, deliberate, collaborate, synthesize, and something they take together? Is there any forum? Is there any kind of because you emphasize collaboration. That is something very important which you emphasize. This is my second last question, then one more will come, please.
I think, Dr. Sharma, we have almost collaboration with everyone. And now it is the responsibility of institution like us to bring people together. As such, the association with respect to private universities or government universities of the country, of the state and the Northeast, and also about different higher education institutions, which are colleges and others, we do not have a formal association. But we have a very great institution in the country from last 100 years, 98 years, which is called Association of Indian Universities, AIU. And AIU is organizing conclave every year. That is zonal conclaves, and where the educational institution like us, all the vice chancellors and others, we come together, we sit for 2 3 days, we thoroughly discuss the issues, and we decide about what should be the different agenda than the normal agenda of the country with respect to growth of Northeast India or the East India. Now, AIU also has created or separated Northeast from the East zone. We are now no more only East zone, we are Northeast zone on many issues that respect to sports, that respect to cultural activities, and gradually I expect that Eastern zone of the Vice Chancellor Conclave will also become that, because numbers are increasing here. We have almost 70 institution of eminence and universities. So we are having a big platform now, and that kind of association will bring fruits in due course of time. CII, ICC, Indian Chamber of Commerce, we have IMA, we have your institution, and many others, fortunately, started giving importance to Northeast and to the institution of Northeast. By default, this is my personal biodata, that in last 1 year, I attended at least, and also Bharatiya Shikshan Mandal, Research for Resurgence, and many other forums. They are also coming together, and we have regular meeting of the educational leadership stakeholders. I think in a year, I must have attended maybe 15 such meetings where the people from Northeast, vice chancellors and the people from Northeast, they come together and we thoroughly discuss. So this is something which is happening, but this all started happening after Corona time. We got more connected during Corona time on digital platform, and then we are likely and we are meeting. We wish to meet more physically, so that kind of things are regularly happening. Gulshan Sharma ji.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what exactly has happened to my camera now. Okay. The last question I'll come on, something very interesting. What kind of alliances or a collaboration in the higher education has been developed with the ASEAN countries when you made a mention about Southeast Asia?
Okay, ASEAN and BIMSTEC, you may be knowing about BIMSTEC also. Recently on 14th of June, they have a very big event in Calcutta in Hotel Hyatt, and I was part of it while coming from Lucknow. On the way, I devoted few hours there. So we have, like I told you, we have collaboration with Chamber of Commerce in Bangladesh, Sylhet Chamber of Commerce, Dhaka Chamber of Commerce, and I met many people from Myanmar in this BIMSTEC meet. I'm developing my collaboration with them. We have collaboration in Thailand. I'm the global vice president of Sun Moon University of Korea. We have Universal Peace Federation, which is based out of Korea. So I'm regular, I would say, interacting with the higher education department of Philippines and Dr. Archega. So it is, there are many institutions like us. And here also in Northeast, we have Consulate of Bangladesh. We have Assistant Commissioner of Bhutan. We have Assistant Commissioner of Myanmar. They all have their offices in Guwahati in Northeast. And they are regularly organizing visits of us to those nations. And if their people are coming to Northeast India, they are promoting them to come to education institution. So we have developed a lot of good relationships and tie-ups. And this BIMSTEC, CII, ICC, and this Commissionerate of Bangladesh, and recently the ambassador of India to Bangladesh, the last ambassador of India to Bangladesh, Durai Swamiji, he also visited us, and we have developed many kinds of, and we have students from Bangladesh, Bhutan, Myanmar in our university, and we are new university, so numbers are still less, but other universities which are 10, 12 years old university in the private sector, and Dibrugarh University, which is 50 years old university, they have huge number of students of this region because of the collaboration.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Professor S.P. Singh ji. It was such a scintillating morning for somebody, and afternoon for someone, and evening for someone. You had come all the way from Guwahati, from Assam, and that is from the Royal Global University. And you have shared the secret today. You have got big areas, you have got big football fields, you have got badminton courts, and you have got conference areas as well. And lot is happening, and your initiatives at the individual level, at the collaborative level, what you're doing, we would like to suggest, and if you really feel appropriate, service industry is also coming forward in a very big way. And 27th September happens to be a World Tourism Day. If that particular week, because at present, Secretary General of the United Nations, he's in Goa. Yesterday he landed, he delivered a talk over there. He's going to be here for 3 days. Should you wish, why not to bring in, all the stakeholders of service industry, and there should be a mental marathon and some kind of a podlocking, which can be done for all of them together on a World Tourism Day, and we could have it at the Royal Global University, the conference hall, or wherever you feel appropriate. It will bring a lot of delegates from world over. We have time. Our chamber can play a very important role in that. July, August, September, 3 months we have got. And we can have an interaction, and Royal Global University becoming a leader in the service industry as well, besides other innovative tasks, whatever you are doing. That's what is a small suggestion from our side, which I just wish to give it to you. And rest is up to you, and we can take it forward. And our deep gratitudes and thanks to you for having come today, having interacted with us. It's almost 3 minutes past 1 hour, and you have given us so much of time. Closing remarks of yours.
First of all, I think your suggestion is most welcome, and I think we would love to do such kind of activities in our institution. We run travel and tourism management. We also run hospitality, hotel management, and the service industry will come to this area. I think that will have a major impact on the service industry area of this site, because the student of Northeast India, they are very bright, very calm, very polite, and they are the best for the service industry. That may be hospitality, that may be any area. So I would say that if that conference can happen here, our infrastructure is now your infrastructure. We have our association. We have all the facilities which is required to organize an international conference. We have recently done something major with respect to Brahmaputra, and people came all across the world from Singapore and other areas. So I think we are very open. My closing remark is that all of us should think positively about NEP, should try to keep in our mind all 17 SDG goals, and also align NEP and SDG 4 with implementation times, so that Northeast remain beautiful, remain best of the environment parameters, should not become an ecosystem or environment hotspot, and can cater to a long-lasting sustainable development, but also bringing a lot of economic growth, a lot of cultural growth, and a lot of growth for happiness of the people of Northeast. This is my final remark, and I think we are in the same direction. आ रहा हूं, चल दिया, नहीं पढ़ा यार। यार थोड़ा सा ये डिफरेंट था, आई एम सो सॉरी, है ना, बस निकल गया, देखा नहीं, नहीं निकल गया पक्का, ठीक है।